The Airbus A380, the world's largest passenger airplane, is making a major comeback. After a challenging period, this magnificent super jumbo is ready to grace the skies once again. So, what has changed? How are passengers learning about its triumphant return to the world of aviation? Let's dive in and explore the fascinating story of the A380's resurgence. Over the past 2 years, the Airbus A380 faced a series of setbacks. As the world grappled with the debilitating effects of the global pandemic, many airlines were forced to ground their A380 fleets. This unfortunate circumstance resulted in a decline in demand and a subsequent halt in production. However, as the world slowly recovers, a new chapter is unfolding for the A380. In the ever-evolving landscape of aviation, various aircraft types have seen retirement as time and technology have advanced. Some have been grounded by airlines for various reasons. However, the Airbus A380 holds a unique place in history as the first aircraft type to be grounded by practically every airline in the world. During this process, a division emerged among passengers, with some permanently refusing to fly on the A380, while others remained hopeful for its eventual return to the skies. This uncertainty left many who adored this double-decked behemoth wondering if the A380 would ever grace the air again. Among the airlines, Emirates Air stands as the largest user of the A380 for its long-haul travels. While they operate various other Airbus aircraft types, such as the A350s, and a selection of Boeing products like the 787, the A380s make up a significant 40% of the Emirates fleet. The airline's deep commitment to the A380 meant that, unlike other carriers, they had no choice but to keep their super jumbo flights in service. This also meant that if passengers were not passing through Dubai, they would miss out on the opportunity to experience the superlative comfort and luxury offered by the A380's spacious cabin. However, even Emirates had to ground a substantial portion of their A380 fleet, around 80 units, as the demand for air travel diminished. The challenges for the A380 started before the arrival of COVID-19. The aircraft's immense size, while advantageous in terms of capacity, presented significant obstacles. One notable issue was the A380's wingspan, which made it too large to fit on certain airport tracks. This limitation rendered several airports unsuitable for accommodating aircraft with such long wingspans, narrowing the possibilities for airlines operating the A380 on long-haul routes. Consequently, some airlines opted for alternatives like the A350s and Boeing's 777X, both designed for long-haul travel, but with lower passenger capacities and reduced luxury. However, according to passengers, the A380 is hailed as the most pleasant and silent plane in the world. Even during a grueling 17-hour journey from Dubai to New Zealand, passengers can enjoy a comfortable and rejuvenating experience on the A380. Despite the challenges faced by the A380, the tides are turning, and its future appears to be on the upswing. As travel restrictions ease and global air travel gradually recovers, there is renewed optimism for the A380's return to the skies. Its iconic presence and unparalleled in-flight experience continue to captivate aviation enthusiasts and travelers alike. The aviation industry eagerly awaits the moment when the A380's engines roar to life once more, marking a triumphant comeback of this extraordinary aircraft. To further add to its features, the Airbus A380 offers a spacious and delightful social area at the back of the plane, providing passengers with an opportunity to socialize during lengthy journeys. It is often argued by several airlines that the A380 was developed with a primary focus on passenger comfort rather than airline convenience. However, when considering the purchase of the A380, airlines need to assess passenger demand and the associated financial implications. One significant challenge has been the issue of fuel efficiency. Airlines found themselves caught between the desire to keep ticket prices low and the need to cover operational expenses. Unlike typical economic dynamics where larger organizations can provide services more efficiently on a larger scale, this principle does not necessarily apply to airlines. As planes get bigger, the efficiency per passenger does not necessarily increase. Instead, larger planes tend to incur higher running expenses. As a result, many airlines prefer smaller aircraft models. For instance, A fleet of 168 Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft can achieve around 110 miles per gallon per passenger, while the larger A380 achieves approximately 74 miles per gallon per passenger. While this statistic is not unfavorable for a large aircraft, it becomes more significant when airlines struggle to consistently fly the A380 at full capacity due to the mammoth undertaking of filling all the seats. Each flight that fell short of reaching maximum capacity ultimately failed to generate enough profit to break even. Emirates, like many other airlines, faced the same challenge when multiple A380s remained in the air. The financial hardship became apparent as the costs associated with operating and maintaining the aircraft outweighed the returns on investment. Consequently, airlines had to make difficult decisions about the allocation of their fleets, and grounding a significant number of A380s became a necessary step. In light of these factors, airlines needed to carefully evaluate the financial viability of operating the A380. While the aircraft's spaciousness, luxurious amenities, and passenger comfort are highly regarded, economic considerations ultimately play a decisive role in shaping airlines' purchasing decisions. As the industry evolves and passenger demand fluctuates, finding the right balance between comfort, capacity, and financial sustainability remains an ongoing challenge for airlines evaluating the potential of the Airbus A380. Due to the limitations imposed on international travel, especially along the principal routes where A380 planes were predominantly based, the company Airbus suffered a significant net loss of almost $6 billion. Passenger engagement drastically declined, resulting in a more than 60% decrease in income, while operational expenses for the available fleet, including the A380s, remained unchanged. While Emirates, as a financially robust airline, could endure the challenging period, other carriers such as Lufthansa, Qatar Airways, Qantas, and British Airways found themselves unable to sustain operations and subsequently grounded their A380s. Reports indicate that Qatar Airways and Lufthansa have even decided to permanently cease operating A380s. There were some signs of improvement, with Emirates managing to halve its losses between 2021 and 2022, while experiencing an 86% increase in near-profit growth. The cargo transport and handling sector, where A380s have been at the forefront of a resurgence, helped to offset the previous losses. Emirates further demonstrated their conviction in the long-term efficiency of the A380s by accepting the delivery of 2 new Airbus A380s in the first half of the 2021 to 2022 fiscal year, aiming to maximize profits as they had done before the pandemic. Their commitment to the A380s is driven by the curiosity to explore the full potential and profitability of this massive aircraft. Well, Emirates stands out as the only airline that still believes something exceptional may emerge from the A380s. However, most carriers face the challenge of consumers being reluctant to pay more for what seems to be a financially burdensome jet in the short run. Consequently, they tend to favor alternatives like the Boeing 787 and the Airbus A350, which offer better fuel efficiency, using half the fuel compared to the A380. It is important to note that other airlines incurred losses nearly as significant as Emirates. However, this may not solely be due to deficiencies in the A380 market. The entire aviation industry suffered widespread damage during the pandemic. Some analysts speculate that an improved version of the A380, with enhanced fuel efficiency and other operational cost parameters, could have potentially provided a lifeline for airlines to recover more swiftly. The Airbus A380, despite facing challenges and being grounded by numerous airlines, is now experiencing a resurgence in the aviation industry. The return of the A380s can be attributed to several factors that have influenced the market dynamics and passenger demand. As the market stabilized and established itself, Airbus experienced a gradual decline in orders and an increasing number of cancellations for the A380. The high production costs, limited factory space, and the preference for smaller, more profitable aircraft further affected its viability. The focus on passenger comfort came at the expense of economic efficiency, making it challenging for Airbus to make necessary upgrades to the aircraft. The realization of diminishing returns and the impracticality of operating A380s as the primary choice for airlines led to the discontinuation of the aircraft's production. However, crew members and passengers often held different views. In many quarters, the A380s were regarded as superior and more comfortable for long-haul travel. Nevertheless, the changing fortunes of the A380s in recent times have marked a turning point in its reputation and popularity. This brings our video to an end. Be sure to like and subscribe as well. Until next time, have a safe flight.